The Dallas County Fire Marshal is cracking down on 12 auto salvage businesses in southern Dallas County.
Neighbors along Dowdy Ferry Road have long complained that the salvage yards are polluting groundwater and the Trinity River, among other safety issues. So now the salvage yards are being ordered to close and clean up before they're able to open back up for business. Fox 4's Richard Ray is live there now with more. Richard.
Good evening, Natalie. In the last few days, a group called Friends of Dowdy Ferry Road is really pleased with some real progress, pleased with a campaign by the Dallas County Fire Marshal to close down those 12 salvage yards and keep them closed until they come into compliance. Friday afternoon at a salvage yard called Choose and Cruise. Heavy equipment pulling junk cars out of the Trinity River floodplain. One of a dozen salvage yards along Dowdy Ferry Road, an unincorporated area of southern Dallas County where the Dallas County Fire Marshal says it has shut down recently and has been monitoring daily.
There's several hundreds of cars down here that we have to get pulled out. And until we get all those pulled out, they're not able to operate, any type of business here. Pull all those out, they'll come out of the floodplains, and then what they're doing, they're crushing those cars and pulling them out of here. So a bunch of these salvage yards are going to start condensing.
They finally are getting that all into compliance. The Fire Marshal's office has done a great job of staying on top of it.
The Fire Marshal's office is in charge of enforcing compliance rules for salvage yards in Dallas County. Wanda Boyce and her husband run a feed store across the road. They're part of a community action group called Friends of Dowdy Ferry.
And we have wells out here, and so it's a great concern to us, that they don't hit the underground springs where our water comes from. It's really been cleaned up quite a bit, and we're really grateful for that.
Further west along the road, the Fire Marshal shows off one salvage yard where he says major progress is being made.
This was all at once just soot full of oils, radiator fluids, gasoline, and just piles and piles of vehicles here.
It's more than eyesores and pollution concerns for residents and wildlife along the Trinity River. Fire Marshal Robert Delasanto says many of the junkyards also don't have proper egress, ways in and out for emergency vehicles. The yards are now under what's called a fire watch. Gates are unlocked in the morning, locked again each afternoon to ensure the only business being conducted here is crushing cars and moving cars.
They are starting to work with us. They are starting to come into compliance.
De Los Santos says it could take 3 or 4 months before all those cars are pulled out of the floodplain and all the salvage yards are in compliance. And Steve and Natalie, he says until they are, they're going to stay padlocked.